Vishnu Sahasranama, name 717, Darpa-ha. The root from which the word Darpa is derived is drip, which comes out harsha mohanayoho, to be glad or to be proud. Ha is derived from the root han, to kill. So Darpa-ha means one who kills pleasure, literally, if you want to take it like that, but the gladness. The main meaning that is derived by the commentators is he who kills the pride, destroys the pride of the proud. Now, this is a very important name for all of us here in this material world who are forgetful of Krishna. We're forgetful of Krishna, and what comes in our heart? And instead of love of Krishna, there's envy of Krishna, envy of all others, and demoniac qualities, as described in Bhagavad Gita in the 16th chapter, in which Lord Krishna specifically discusses the demoniac qualities. He begins his description of the demoniac qualities by saying, Dambho darpo bhimanascha krodha parushameva cha agyanam cha bhijatasya partha sampadam asurim. Lord Krishna refers to persons who are born with the demoniac nature as being damba, pride, arrogance, conceit. These damba and darpa, they're very similar words. And abhiman in some usages is also, or one prominent usage, is also synonyms of pride. And then nastiness, harsh speech, anger, ignorance. These are the immediate qualities that come to mind of someone who is demoniac. Now, anyone who's interested in discussing Vishnu Sahasranama, they cannot be wholly demoniac. We can say those who interpret it in an impersonal way, there's some demoniac tendency also there, but the very fact that one is attracted to this means that someone has some divine qualities. As Krishna told Arjuna, Marshucha sampadam partha. It's one quality I don't have, is a good memory. Arjuna, don't you worry, you're born with the divine qualities, not the demoniac qualities. Arjuna is a pure devotee of Krishna. All of us who are in this material world, we suffer from forgetting Krishna, and the manifestation of that, one prominent manifestation, we can see the first words that Krishna uses to describe the demons, are pride. And it's very difficult to get rid of. If we take full shelter of Krishna, then all good qualities should manifest within us. Yasyasti bhakti bhagavatya kinchana sarvai gunas tatra samasate suraha. By becoming fully Krishna conscious with no other desire for anything in this world, then we become decorated with all godly qualities automatically. But the demoniac qualities, the residual demoniac qualities within their heart, they seem like a barrier to becoming fully Krishna conscious. And to get rid of pride is very difficult. Pride or haughtiness, dealing with others very nicely, thinking, I know so much. These people, they're not so proud, they're not so knowledgeable, they're not so smart as I am, or I'm so wealthy, these people, they're just minnows in comparison to myself. In so many ways we may be proud. Srila Prabhupada notes that in Kali Yuga, even a beggar is proud of his penny. Even without reason, some people are proud. And you could say some people have some reason to be proud. They're very intelligent, they're very capable, they're very rich, Janmaishvarya Shutra Shri, they're born in a high family or a prominent nation, they're very learned, very opulent, very beautiful. These may be reasons for pride, but sometimes we see people, they have no reason to, there's no overt reason to think themselves better than others, but they do otherwise. Now, in this verse of Gita, Dambho, Darpa, Abhimana. Abhimana, that's often used as a synonym of ahankar, egoism. But another meaning is to identify, a sense of self-identification. So even if we identify strongly, I am born in Britain, Britain is a great country, I am from a great country, or identifying with the body is itself a kind of pride. If we have svabhiman, and we're enjoined to have self-respect. So if we have self-respect on the bodily platform, then that is a form of pride. And it can be very, very difficult to get rid of. As serious practitioners of Krishna consciousness on the path of sadhana bhakti, they will recognize, they'll be honest about it. It's difficult to get rid of this. So this name, Darpa-ha, here in Vishnu Sahasranama, it's a very important name. Of course, it's not that we can say any of the names are unimportant, but particularly for us who are struggling to be Krishna conscious. Struggling means Krishna consciousness is bliss, we like it, we love it, we feel attracted to Krishna, otherwise we wouldn't be trying to be Krishna. There's some attraction is there, some understanding is there, but the material attachments and contaminations and misconceptions, they're also there. So on one hand, we're very happy to be in Krishna consciousness. On the other hand, it can be a struggle. And actually, it should be a struggle. If we're not struggling, then we're in Maya. Either we're completely free of Maya, then we're not struggling with Maya. But then if we're completely free from Maya, we struggle with Maya in another way to give Krishna consciousness to others and to dissipate the Maya in others' hearts. But if we think, yeah, I'm fine, I'm already Krishna conscious, I'm already very advanced, and we're not struggling, then we're proud, thinking, yeah, I'm so advanced, I don't need to struggle with Maya. So it is a struggle. If we're serious in Krishna consciousness, there's going to be struggle there to become advanced. And to become advanced means to take full shelter of Krishna. But we need Krishna's help to do so. That's the point. That Krishna is the killer of pride. So we can ask Krishna, you please help me to overcome all these misconceptions and pride and lust and anger and all these six enemies of the conditioned soul. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Our own propensity. We ourselves are our own worst enemy. Our own bad propensities, the six bad propensities. Lust, material desire. Anger, greed, illusion, pride. We're talking about pride particularly here. And envy. So we can pray to Krishna, please help me. You are the destroyer of pride. There are many instances of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, in his various avatars, destroying the pride, especially of the godly. Usually he just destroys. When there's a demon who's big enough to come in front of Krishna, then Krishna usually just kills them outright. But sometimes even with the demoniac, he destroys their pride without killing the body. that they're in. But particularly with the devotees or with the demigods who become puffed up, or at least they appear to be puffed up in relation to Krishna, then Krishna destroys their pride. And two prominent examples in Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan are his destroying the pride of Indra, who thought, I'm very great. This little boy Krishna, who the hell is he? Trying to stop my worship being performed. So it's the well-known story of how Indra sent forth torrential rain, thinking that he would completely devastate Vrindavan, but instead Krishna, without retaliating, simply lifted up Govardhan hill. He thought, Krishna at one point thought, this Indra's become too much. He's trying to kill all my cows and cowherd boys. I'll destroy him. Then he thought, no, why should I bother? He's just so insignificant. So Krishna simply protected the residents of Vrindavan without destroying Indra. And in this way, Indra, being frustrated because he didn't stop, he went on. He went on with pouring the rain for 7 days and 7 nights. It took him some time to come to his senses and realize, hey, it's not working. I'm doing the best I can to destroy everything in Vrindavan, but it's not happening. Oh, what did I do wrong? What am I doing wrong? I turn the pressure up. Well, there's already the full blast raining. What else do I do? I'm sending thunderbolts and rain and hail and what else do I do? Oh, what else do I do? There's nothing I can do. My prowess is defeated by Krishna, who's just holding up a hill. And I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do. I'm sending my thunderbolts and Govardhan. It just absorbs them, not in the slightest bit disturbed. So Indra's pride is destroyed. Brahma, similarly, Brahma Vimohana Lila. He also thought, Krishna, who's this? Now, I know that my father, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is Narayana. And I asked Narayana to come to the world to relieve the burden. And he did come as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. Then he went to Vrindavan. And now he's running around like a little cowherd boy. What happened to all the destroying all the demons? Well, he does destroy a few demons here and there, but basically what he's doing is just playing around like a little boy. I don't think there's something wrong here. What happened to my majestic father, Narayana? And so we know the story very well. Brahma stole all the calves and the cowherd boys, and Krishna, again without retaliating, no, you do what you like, I do what I like. You can do what you like, you think you're very powerful, well, I can do what I like, and I'm a hell of a lot more powerful. And anyway, my devotees, they want to enjoy having me as their son, so thank you very much, Brahma. Give my cowherd boy friends and calves a little rest for a little time. They'll wake up, they won't remember anything, they'll feel refreshed. And in the meantime, I'll go and be the calves and the cowherd boys and the mothers, the gopis and the cows. They'll be very happy because without knowing it, I actually become their son, which they wanted. So, and Brahma, after one moment, he was smarter than Indra. It took him a little more time. But of course, for Brahma's 1 moment is 1 year here. Even Indra's time is 6 months there, and 6 months here on the earth is just 1 day in the heavenly worlds. So, Brahma, maybe that wasn't such a good idea. And then he came back and saw Krishna has taken all these forms. And then Brahma, he became repentant. His pride was crushed and he was humbled. I mean, it must be pretty difficult to be humble when you're Brahma It's difficult to be humble when you're just a little, you're a little smart and you can do things and you're streetwise. You know how to snap back at others when they snap at you. In so many ways you can be proud. And what if you're Brahma? There's no... He's asamurdva. That word is used there in the Vedic literature for Bhagavan Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No one is equal to him, no one is above him. But Brahma thinks that, well, that's me, isn't it? No one's equal to me, no one's above me. Literally no one's above him in the whole universe. No one's as intelligent as him, no one's as powerful as him. Shiva, yeah, he is, but he's just meditating. And Vishnu, I'm sitting up here on my lotus, and Vishnu, he comes as Vamana and does all these different things. I'm more detached, so he thinks he's the best. Hard not to be proud when we're Brahma, and that's what happens. Sometimes we're Brahma, we become proud, and then we descend to the status of a worm in stool. And then we're proud. My stool is better than your stool. The worm may be thinking, if he has that much developed if the worm has enough developed consciousness, then he'll be proud in relation to other worms in stool. And for him, the whole universe, forget Newton, physics, all this kind of thing. For the worm in stool, the whole universe is his stool, that's all. And he's attached. Just like we're attached to our own little worm in our own little stool-like situation. So, Krishna breaks the pride. There are some examples. Indra again. Indra, even after getting a good lesson from Krishna and apologizing and coming with the Surabhi cow, again he became proud. He asked for Krishna's intercession because his Banasura had stolen the earrings belonging to Aditi, and Krishna helped him in the meantime cutting Banasura's pride down also. And there's a case of him with the demon not killing him, but to favor Lord Shiva, Banasura, he cut his arms, most of them, off and cut his pride that way. But in the meantime, Indra is, very nice, you brought the earrings back, and then Krishna takes a Parijata tree from the heavenly worlds. We have Parijata trees here in this world. There's so many Parijata trees. Generally at Vishnu temples there are Parijata trees, and they like to shower beautiful flowers, but Srila Prabhupada said, no, that's not the Parijata of the heavenly world. That may be some imitation or something like that. So Krishna took the tree, and again Indra became upset and wanted to fight with Krishna, and Krishna had to defeat his pride by fighting with him this time. Again, it must be really hard not to be proud when you're Indra, when you have so much good looks and so much fame and so much power, and you're protecting the universe, and you're opulent, and you have all these beautiful women, and people are lauding you, you're so great. It's really tough. It's best to go back to Godhead without waiting around, because if we don't, we might end up in the heavenly planets, and then we become proud, and then when we become proud, then bhakti goes far, far away. That's why we should pray to Krishna to help me to get rid of this bad quality that blocks bhakti. So yeah, the acharyas, they describe it like this: Darpa-ha, killer of pride. This Parasharbhata describes it like that. Shankaracharya explains it. Bhagavan represses or destroys the pride of those who stray from the path of dharma. And he destroys the pride. Someone may be a big demon, but he's very proud, and then he becomes a worm in stool, or a rat, or a cat, or a fish, or a bug. And then his pride of being a very great person is destroyed. So in that way, by the workings of material nature, Krishna also destroys the pride. in the demons, Radha Krishna Shastri points out that one becomes proud when one becomes pleased with oneself without knowing one's position, that my real position is as a servant of Krishna. And then he starts doing things which he shouldn't do. When does it start? Anadi karama phale paribhavarana vajale. It's due to ignorance, willful ignorance, of our relationship with Krishna, that we remain in this material existence. And then we identify it with it, and then we become, I'm very happy. I have my home, my wife, my children, my friends, my cattle. I'm very happy. And we become attached to that and proud of that, and that causes us to go on and on and on in material existence. But at some point, Krishna, being very kind, either personally or much more commonly by the agency of his devotees, helps to destroy the pride of persons who are afflicted with that pride and therefore remaining a long, long way away from Krishna. So Krishna gives some obstacle or whatever. By various means, Krishna destroys the pride. Satyadeva Vasishta gives the same understanding, but he makes some commentary on this, that day to day as we go on with our life, we feel independent from Bhagavan. That is our pride. It may not be that someone is grossly proud. Sometimes even materialistic people, they're appreciated by others as being humble. But what is the use of humility if we think I am humble and we think I'm humble, but we're humble in relation to our material situation without recognizing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, without recognizing that we are dependent upon Him. So still, pride is there. Baladeva Vidyabhushana, he, in this series of names, he's explaining these particular names that this set of names that we're in the process of discussing. He describes all these names particularly in relation to the Pandavas. These names could be in relation to so many different devotees, but he is particularly describing them how Krishna deals with Yudhishthira and the Pandavas. But he doesn't say here that Darpa-ha, Krishna is Darpa-ha because he destroyed the pride of Indra, but he destroyed the pride of Duryodhana by the Rajasuya sacrifice, by helping Yudhishthira to successfully perform the Rajasuya yajna. Krishna destroyed the pride of Duryodhana. Not fully destroyed it in his heart, but he destroyed the pride of Duryodhana thinking himself better than Yudhishthira. He still thought himself better, but his pride at being better was shown to be untrue. He was shamed for. Everyone was happy with the Rajasuya sacrifice of Yudhishthira, except Shishupal and a few others, Duryodhana, because they're envious of Krishna. But even though they're envious, they became more envious, actually. Their pride was crushed, but their envy became more because they're demons. But they could see that there was nothing they could say or do. Clearly, Yudhishthira had outstripped them, outperformed them, outdone them by the grace of Krishna. An example given from the Madhva Sampradaya, that Bali Chakravarti, Emperor Bali, that Vamana destroyed the pride of Bali. Now, he's by nature a godly person, but he's born in a dynasty of Asuras. And if there was any little pride, you see, I'm so great, then Krishna destroyed it thoroughly by coming as Vamana and taking everything away from him, from Bali. So Krishna removes or represses the sense of false prestige that a devotee may have, and he doesn't allow his devotees to have a sense of false prestige, because that takes them away from him. I'm going to read from chapter 30 of Srila Prabhupada's glorious and blissful Krishna book, Krishna's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the chapter, this chapter is titled Krishna's Hiding from the Gopis. During the Rasa dance, Krishna vanished, and the gopis went searching for him. And this is one paragraph from that chapter. Srila Prabhupada writes, the gopis began to question the trees and plants about Krishna. There were various types of big trees and small plants in the forest, and the gopis addressed them. Dear banyan tree, have you seen the son of Maharaj Nanda passing this way, laughing and playing on his flute? He has stolen our hearts and gone away. If you have seen him, kindly inform us which way he has gone. Dear Ashok tree, dear Naga flower tree, and Champaka flower tree, have you seen the younger brother of Balaram pass this way? He has disappeared because of our pride. The gopis were aware of the reason for Krishna's sudden disappearance. They could understand that when they had been enjoying Krishna, they thought themselves to be the most fortunate women within the universe. And since they were feeling proud, Krishna had disappeared immediately just to curb their pride. So we may say, wow, that's even for the gopis. Well, wow. Even the gopis, they had some sense of pride. Yeah, the gopis are on a different level to us, so even their pride is on a different level. And not saying that it's worse than us, but their pride is their pride of being with Krishna. Now, which will be discussed in the next name, Darpa-ha, the giver of pride. Now, reading the rest of that paragraph is now what Srila Prabhupada writes next is most instructive for us who are not on the level of the gopis, but who would like to follow in their footsteps by becoming pure devotees. Srila Prabhupada writes, Krishna does not like his devotees to be proud of their service to him. He accepts everyone's service, but he does not like one devotee to proudly consider himself better than others. If sometimes there are such feelings, Krishna ends them by changing his attitude toward the devotee. And that, dear friends, is the discussion that I'm giving here of the name Darpa-ha, name 717 in Vishnu Sahasranama. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Dante nidhaya churnakang padya nipatya kritvacha kakushatame tataham brahmimi. Hey sadhava sakala eva vihaya duraj chaitanya chandra charane